today I'm going to do a video about Niele, Ivey, and Arike Ogunbowale, and they're talking generally about the Notre Dame team, but I'm really excited to hear what she has to say. This came out a few days ago, or maybe, yeah, a few days ago, and yeah, really curious, so let's get into it.
Thank you for all your support this season. I really appreciate it. All right, we'll take a quick break. All right, very special guest for our final women's basketball show. Arike Ogunbowale is joining us. I don't need to lay out all of her accolades. The head coach's stuff around Coach Ivey. I want to just let you guys take a couple questions, or at least one big one. So I'll turn it over to you. Okay, well, Arike, thank you for closing us out with this show. You're one of my favorites, and it's been an honor to coach you, but also an honor just to see your career and what you've done in the WNBA All-Star, one of the top 5 to be in the league, and even the stuff that you're doing off the court. You're so many brands, and your brand just in general is just amazing to watch you thrive. And so it's all honor for you, Arike. So I'm super proud.
I know.
Super proud of you and happy for you. Obviously, we just had a selection show last night. We know our road. We start on Saturday versus Kent State. I guess one of my questions is, what's your mindset? What was your mindset as NCAA tournament started for you? Obviously, helped us win a national championship in 2018. What's your mindset the week preparing for a game like we'll see on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just was always looking at it like it's a whole new season. It truly doesn't matter what happened, anything up to the first game in March. It doesn't matter who the first opponent is, whether you're number 1 seed, whether you're playing the last seed. Like, everybody's playing the championship game, like it's championship game from day one. So you take that one game for granted, that one possession for granted, your season is done. So I think like the mindset that we had is like it's a new season. We have Notre Dame on our chest. We always have a target, but we got to go out there and try to annihilate every single night because you don't want to leave anything. You have nothing else to give. If you lose, you're done. Like I said, and that hurts. Sitting all those months just thinking about that loss, thinking about what you could have did and how you could change stuff. So I just say look at it as a new season and give everything.
Right. What's your?
I just realized I have this on double speed because I'm a psycho. So let me slow it down to the normal.
That Final Four run, but I would say my favorite game is that Tennessee game where we came back. We were down like 20. Yeah. Like that game was so fun. We honestly, me and Marina, which we had never told nobody, literally that day of the game, we came home from class. We ate like a dozen cookies. Like we just sat and just ate. We baked fresh
before
cookies.
The game.
Before the game, we baked.
That's why
cookies.
we were so slow in the first half.
In the first half, we looked at each other like, "Hey." But anyway, no, that game was the most fun. But I'll say,
teenagers, let's bake some cookies right now before our game. And then let's eat all of them. What? So young, so dumb, but very athletic, so it didn't matter.
Overall, of course, win the championship and just that Final Four, really that whole year, like everything we had to go through to get to that point.
I have a question then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think a lot of people know Arike and Marina pretty tight. Was there ever a time that the two of them like got on your nerves at all? As the assistant? Yeah,
we always got on. Every day.
No, daily.
If they did, I'm like, what's wrong?
No, exactly. Y'all acting weird. If we being good.
Yeah, they literally were all players, but definitely those two, literally my daughters, and so they would always come in. Messing with me or whatever.
So if they were being well behaved, as she said, something was wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. They had to come in and make things difficult for me. But no, I mean honestly, like those were the two most competitive, players I've ever been around. Obviously, Skylar, Jewel, and Kayla McBride. There's so many great competitors, Deborah Peters, but those two were very special in the way that they played off of each other. They would drive each other crazy, and they were roommates. They were so competitive with each other, but they're great players, and they competed at a very, very high level. Like, Arike was one of watching her in high school, I'm like, she's a pro now. I started watching her in high school, so when she came to college, it was an easy transition for her.
Yeah.
With her ability to play the game, she just was always elite. She had an elite mindset. She was so confident, and I think that's what players struggle with coming to college is their confidence. And I always felt like Arike had no fear. Yeah. Like, it did not matter who we were playing. She's coming out and she's getting buckets. And
I do remember that back when she was at Notre Dame. I watched all those games, and she was just like unreal, just always attacking the basket, always going for her shot, and for the most part making them. So never was scared of any team that she played against. It was really, really fun to watch her play.
I just love that swag that both of them had, and it changed our, the culture of our team.
Yeah. Another question I had was just like an observation. That Tennessee game, like you pointed out, those two were playing off each other in a way that, like, I don't think I've ever seen. Like, that was at least those two at their best in that second half, right? Like, did you feel that, Arike? Like, that was kind of on another
for sure.
Experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we were down by a line, and Tennessee was really good. It's like they were really, really good at the time. So it was definitely a crazy experience, and especially to do it at home. Like, every single night, Notre Dame brought the energy. Like, there was never, ever – it didn't matter who we play, a home game where the fans weren't into it. So that experience was super fun.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. Coach, thanks for stopping by. We'll take a break and come back with more with Arike.
And thank you, Arike, for being here. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Niele. Good luck. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
They're going to do great. All right, more with Arike. What you got to say?
All right, we're still joined by Arike. Thanks for sticking around, Arike. I want to ask you a bunch of questions, but I want to start with our Yeti coldest moment of the week. It's always a chance to talk to our guests about their coldest moment. You and Coach Ivey talked about some pretty cold moments, right? Game winner in a national championship game is way up there at Tennessee. So if I can try, I'm going to see, do you have another coldest moment in your Notre Dame career that comes to mind when you think of all the times? I have one in mind if you need a prompt. I have one. We talked about it earlier before you. I want to know if you've got one that comes to mind.
Coldest moment.
Honestly, I don't know. Like
Final Four, semifinal.
Oh, well, okay. I just be bunching the Final Four both games into one.
So that's what I was going to say.
The experience of the 3 days.
I think that we sometimes forget the semifinal shot because the final shot is so incredible and you win it all.
Yeah.
But the bucket against UConn is an amazing shot. Could you talk me through that play, and when you think back to that one, what was going through your head?
I lost my mind.
I mean, I just knew I had to get a shot off. I think what we decided to run and stuff, like I think the coach and, my teammates trusted the ball in my hand, but I just knew I had to get a shot off. And it was probably a little earlier because they definitely still got a shot off. Like Katie Lou almost hit that shot. But I know it's kind of crazy. But I just knew I had to get a shot off.
I was going to ask you about that. I think I talked to Marina about it once. Like, you made the shot and there's a second left, and somehow Katie Lou got to look at the rim from like the free throw line on the other end of the floor. What kind of defensive breakdown took place there?
Honestly, I don't know. I hit the shot, and I'm like signaling for the team to push forward, like as if the baskets. I didn't know what to do, so I'm just like, I'm not guarding anybody. I'm just standing like right by the inbound and just looking stupid, and then the ball goes over everybody's head. But luckily, Jess ran back, and like if she wouldn't have got a little hand on it, Katie Lou would have had a wide open layup.
I feel like there was a coach's clinic somewhere where Muffet has since shown that play and said, okay, this is not how we respond in the final second.
Yeah, exactly. Get back. You need to get back.
I forgot about that. Katie Lou Samuelson had a last-minute shot after that, but whatever. Arike got it.
I was me. It was like me, Jackie, and Kat just jumping in place, basically.
Yeah. Well, it all worked out. I want to ask you about Muffet because she got her statue, I think, a couple months ago. I talked to Niele about it, and she obviously...
Muffet McGraw has a statue. Just warms my heart.
Has been around Muffet for ages. You played for, helped her win the second national championship. Just what was her impact on you as a player while you're at Notre Dame and even beyond? Just what does Muffet McGraw mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously you feel it when you're in school, but I think I felt it most once I actually was gone and in the real world and by myself in a pro, and just being able to experience, how great of a leader she was for 4 years. Well, really her whole career, but obviously I played with her or for her for 4 years, and just how much she used her platform to empower women and to use her voice. Yeah. Like, she never let anything, hold her down. Like, she was going to speak her mind, but her mind was always something great. So, it's okay to be around people who are going to speak their mind if they're always speaking truth and facts and wisdom. So just like...
I would say that's so true. Muffet never backed down. She always said what was on her mind, and it was usually like from a feminist standpoint, which was really interesting coming from like a Catholic school that's not, Catholicism is incredibly patriarchal, but she was always like, no, women first. I'm gonna have all female coaching staff. Like, she would never hire a guy because she's like, why? Like, the men's side don't hire women, so like, why would I hire men? And the women's side doesn't make sense. And I really respect her for that. And just her excellence, always here for excellence.
Especially leaving and just, really being blessed, because a lot of people don't. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't have a great college experience somewhere, and like, you never know, you could have to transfer. Like, just that, I chose Notre Dame, and I think I got as much as I could, in 4 years, and definitely became a better person, a better woman, leader, advocate, everything. Like, so just watching how gracefully she moved, at her position, like, she's one of the most influential women I know. Her and all the coaches, Beth, CO, Niele, like, just having a strong group of female, leaders that I had to watch for 4 years was amazing. And then, like Niele said, we still talk. I still talk to Coach McGraw. Like, they still keep in contact. It wasn't just, school. It was family. Like, I can go to them about anything. I know they would help me about anything. Like, I stay at their house when I go, back to Notre Dame. Like, it's just a family, and that will last forever. So I definitely, appreciate everything that Coach McGraw gave me in my 4 years.
You alluded to it a little bit. I'm curious about the transition. You said you had your 4 years here, then you go off and start your professional career. It's kind of, I can't really believe that you've now been a pro for 5 years. It's amazing you've been gone for that long. What is the biggest transition? Whether it's someone on the current team or just anybody that's looking to obviously start a college basketball career, when you make the jump to the next level, like what are the toughest things to go from a college basketball player to a professional basketball player?
I mean, in my experience, it was more the IQ side, the mental side. Like, thankfully, I've always been a worker since high school. So, like, body, physically, like, I think I was ready. I was, easily making that transition. But, like, just seeing how, older players think the game, like, I had to catch up to that. I had to watch more film. Like, it was a lot more mental for me than physical and keeping up.
Yeah, I want to follow up, too.
I would agree with that. When she came into the league, she was physically fit, like, no problems whatsoever. But yeah, it's a different game. It's a different style. It takes time to get it right. But she's been pretty dominant since she started. But she's been at the Dallas Wings, and the Dallas Wings aren't like the most successful team, but they have really, really, really good players.
On something we talked about with Marina. So you guys played together for a short while in the WNBA, right? Wasn't she in Dallas for a little bit?
Honestly, a solid 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys get together and like take down the cookies before any of those games, or is that just before the game in Tennessee?
Nah, that was just some really childish stuff, and I don't even think I'll be able to move now if I tried to eat like as many cookies as I did before a game. That could not happen.
What was it like though to get a chance to play with her at the professional level? Because I know you guys were really tight here, and then to get to do it again at the next level. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, she knew my game better than anyone. I played with her for 4 years, so it was good. Nice having somebody that knew, where I liked the ball. I knew where they wanted the ball, and I knew I could play well with. So that was great.
One more about Niele. Again, I think we're all just getting old. It's her 4th year as the head coach, which is hard to believe. But I know that
she was wow.
Yeah, exactly. When she was announced, though, I know that around like the women's hoops alumni was like really supportive and really excited for her, which I think says a lot about the impact she had as an assistant. I know you guys were very close, and she talked to Skylar on the show a couple weeks back, and you could tell there's a great bond there. To watch her, and I know you're still close to her, but just to see her have the success she's had. They got their ACC title. They're a 2 seed. Like, she's really, it looks like to me, kind of growing into this role, and she has massive shoes to fill, like you just mentioned. How proud are you, just as an alum and a former player and someone that played for her, to see her continue to have success in this role as the head coach at Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really put into words how, proud I am of her, like, especially her being a guard coach. So I worked closely with her for 4 years. Like she said, like, she was like a mom to me, and I went to her about everything. So just seeing, I knew she would be successful. She learned from the greatest coach, women's basketball, Coach McGraw, but just how it happened fast and how she just gets everybody to buy in, new players. She gets everybody, because she's just such a great person. Like, it'll be impossible not to, want to follow her, because she's a great leader. She knows basketball better than, anybody I know. Like, she knows basketball so well, but she's so passionate. Like, even as an assistant coach, like, she was just passionate. When we lost, like, she was probably the most mad. Like, when we won, she was the most happy. It's just like, she cares so much about her players and Notre Dame in general. Like, she loves Notre Dame and just her players, and just, she's just a great woman. Like, I can go on and on about her, but she's amazing, and I'm so excited, to see the success she had for Notre Dame, and I just know it's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, it's been fun to get a chance to talk to her as I do and kind of hear that passion come out. All right, one more question before we take a break. It's one I ask everyone, and I'm curious because I think when we talked a while back, maybe you said you didn't go to these places, but I ask every person that's a Notre Dame former athlete that comes on this show this important question. Were you a North or a South dining hall person?
This is some inside stuff.
I'm trying to think I think it was South.
South had the stained glass windows. North was kind of more modern. More
South.
Just by proximity? Yeah. That's the only reason why?
I think it's just because it was close to me. Like, I stayed in, like, Walsh and Howard. I think is that the one that's South right over there?
I think so. I don't know.
I just feel like,
I was not along. Okay, but you're going to give me a vote
far.
for
I think
South?
I think it was South.
Okay.
I think it was South.
We're going to put you down for South Dining Hall.
Yeah, put me down for South.
For what it's worth, I'm a North guy. We're going to tally up the votes at the end of the year and see where it all comes out. But
I think, South Dining Hall for sure.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with our From the Irish segment.
Very inside college there. Which dining hall did you eat at?
Okay, it's time now for our From the Irish segment presented by TireRack.com. We're still joined by Arike. Here's a question from a listener. We always get one, Arike. It's from Andy in Warsaw, Indiana. Okay? Here's what he says. He says, Arike, do you get more satisfaction from hitting a clutch 3 or making a killer pass to seal the game?
Naturally a 3. I mean, I'm a scorer. Obviously, win of the game is win of the game, so I would probably be just as excited. But I like shooting the ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I know the answer to this one. You like shooting the ball.
Yeah.
all the clutch moments we talked about were you getting buckets.
Yeah, facts.
All right. Well, Arike, I appreciate you taking some time today. It was great to chat with you.
Cool. Really enjoyed that little interview with Niele and Arike, and a little inside scoop on like Notre Dame and how it was back in the day. And I forgot that Marina Mabry played with Dallas for 3 years, so they were like together. That was super cool. I wonder if they. I'm assuming that Dallas drafted her intentionally because of that, because of their chemistry. So pretty cool. Excited for this coming season and see what Dallas can do. A lot of movement right now in free agency, so who knows what the teams are going to look like, but still excited. All right, see you guys in the next video.